All right, man. Stage is yours. What you got to say, brother?
Well, good evening, everyone. Apparently, we're not going to do the new intro. I've got a story to tell, story time. So since we're jumping right into it, here we go. First of all, I do have a story to tell. The story is for you. You, if you're watching me on the other side of this, it's not for this dude right here who likes to put himself up before anyone on the screen because he's so
Mhm.
insecure that,
Yeah.
the minute that he gets a deal, he's gonna fire us like Joe Budden and take all
Yeah.
the money for himself. All right.
On the show. On
This
the show.
story is
Yes.
now for this dude down here somewhere. Yeah, that dude right there. I got a message for him too before I get into the story. Mira, huevón, te vas a ver la última temporada de Casa de Papel en español, ¿me entendiste?
Definitely not.
For those of you that don't understand what I just said, I'll translate for you. I said, hey, look, man, I really appreciate you as a friend and as a co-host, and for you to really get the full experience of the show on Netflix, Money Heist, great show. You got to watch it in Spanish with subtitles on. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, as you can see, my lighting is terrible. It's kind of grainy. It's dark. I'm not in my usual spot. That's because I'm in Virginia Beach, 9-hour road trip. Well, road trips. I do a lot of driving, and one thing that bothers me is people not knowing the rules of the road. Simple things like riding the brakes, not knowing how to merge, doing 70 when the speed limit is 70 and you're on the left lane. What are you doing? Get off the passing lane. I had a couple of those incidents happen to me. Now my wife, she says I have road rage. She says I have anger management problems. I don't know. Maybe she thinks I'm gonna pull a Michael Douglas in Falling Down. I'm an old white dude and I'm gonna pull out like an AK and start firing on people. Or she thinks I'm gonna pull a Russell Crowe and Unhinged. No, man. Like I'm pasty,
You are pasty. Yeah. That's
but
what I heard.
I'm not Caucasian. All right.
Mm.
So here's what happened. Here's what happened, and these are the things that I say, and why my wife thinks that I have anger management issues. And this is why, and why I tell you that I don't have anger management issues, even though I'm sounding kind of aggressive right now. What I have are effective anger management techniques.
What the
So
fuck?
6 hours into my trip, um, we're riding on I-95. And as I'm riding, I'm on the right lane because I'm doing only 6, 7 miles over the speed limit. So I'm letting everyone that's speeding and doing 90, 95 just fly by me on the left. And we're coming up on an on ramp. And so what I usually do on an on ramp, and if you're a decent human being, is you look. If there are people getting on and there's someone on the left, you move over, pass, and then get back over on the right so people can get on. Well, I didn't have that option. I had a guy on my left. I had some dumbass in front of me, and I had this guy that was merging. I was like, okay, cool. Let me slow down because he's got a short runway and he's not going to be able to get on. And I got someone behind me that's not going to let him on. I could already tell by the way he was tailgating me. So I start slowing down. And as I slow down, this genius that's merging decides to also slow down with me. Why in the hell are you going to do 45 miles an hour on an on ramp instead of speeding up to 70 so you can get on the highway is beyond me. So eventually, the guy in front of me decides to speed up, move over to the left. So I step on the gas, speed up, and that guy eventually merges behind me. So what I say next is what my wife refers to as having anger management issues. And look, all these things that I say, I never wish death on anyone. I never wish
Mm.
anything like that. Okay.
This got dark. This got dark. This
But
got
here's what
dark.
I said to him. Okay. I say, dude, I wish that you were late on 3 of your credit card payments. I hope you missed all those payments this month and that you were in the middle of buying your first home. And then when you go to the bank to get that loan, you get disapproved because your credit went down and now you're left on the streets. And now you got to pay market rent. That's right. And my wife was like, why would you say something? I was like, what did I just do? I just let it out. I didn't hurt anyone. Is that dude actually trying to buy a house right now? Probably not. Probably
Not in
not.
this market. Not in this market. No. No.
Not in this market. It's not a buyer's market. He's gonna have to give 50% cash just to just to get that house. But
Hmm.
you know
Hmm.
what? It doesn't matter if he has $50,000 cash because He didn't pay his credit cards on time because I just spoke it. I spoke it into the ether. It has become true. That dude that didn't know how to merge is now going to be paying $1,800 for a 1-bedroom apartment. So that was the first incident. All right. The second incident
more.
might have been a little bit,
Yeah, it
a
keeps
little
going.
bit darker. It was farther down the road, and so I started formulating this story. By the way,
This
I started
motherfucker's
formulating
conjuring
a story for you.
He's conjuring
For
a
you
spell
listening.
in here. Yeah.
For you listening out there. And if you're only listening, get on over to YouTube, catch this on Spotify. It's on video. All right. Subscribe to the pod. If you're on YouTube, like the clip, help the algorithm. All right. Help me with my anger management issues. So this was like maybe an hour past that. We're driving and we're getting close to DC. And some guy, I don't understand why people do this. They're speeding past me. They get on over in front of me, and then they just slow down, hit the brakes. I was never in any kind of race with them. I'm just riding along on the right side of the highway, and they decide to just pass, get on over, and then all of a sudden decide to slow down. For what reason? I don't know. So, again, I don't wish death on anyone. But when this guy, when he was driving his white Altima, I think he had Pennsylvania plates, when he cut me off, and I damn nearly thought I was going to hit, I was going to rear end him. I spoke something. I don't think I spoke it into truth, but it definitely made me feel better about myself. And again, my wife thought that I had anger management issues. But what I said was, bro, I hope that you're on your way to a date with your wife, and this is the third time you've had to reschedule this date. Your marriage is on the rocks. And now that your car, by the way, I'm sorry, I left the most important part out, which is I hope your car flips over 7 times. You're absolutely not hurt, though. I just want your car to flip over. You damage your white Altima that looks pristine. You don't make it to that date with your wife. Your marriage that's already on the rocks, over. Your wife takes the house, the kids, and the 2 fucking dogs that you have. Ruins your credit, and now you got to pay. You know where you're going to live? You're not even paying for a house or an apartment. You got to rent a room in the house, paying $500 a month because you got to pay child support, alimony, the house, and the car. And my wife is like, what is wrong with you? What I was like, I didn't wish him death. I just wished him a little hardship for him having caused almost an accident. That's all I said. I got it off my chest. I didn't chase anyone down. Look, my wife thinks I'm going to chase someone down, and I'm gonna get my ass kicked, or someone's gonna pull out and I'll get shot in the face. Like I told her, look, this is better that I just get this off my chest than the alternatives. The things that you think might happen if I actually did have road rage, which would be I chase this guy down, he kicks my ass, not a good look, or he shoots me in the dick or in the face. All right, if he shoots me in the dick, I'm useless to you. What good is that? If he shoots me in the face, I'm kind of useless to you too, because you told me that the face is the only thing you're staying with me for. So I kind of prefer that I get shot in the dick, because apparently my face is doing it for you, but the dick, not so much. Either way, I'm not pursuing either one of those avenues. I'm just letting the anger out through words. I like to paint pictures with words. And I like to tell stories. And unfortunately, that story was about that dude's marriage falling apart. Is it true? Probably not. But I said it. It made me feel better, and I moved on with my trip. All right. That's enough. I'm sorry. That was a little angry. That was a little aggressive. But it felt good getting it off my chest.